look out my window.
Hello traders, Gary Wagner with WFGForex.com, your daily market update for Forex Gold. It is Tuesday, June 9th, and this is the Daily Report. Forex Gold is currently trading under pressure, down approximately $5, but it has hit a low of approximately 1222. We were stopped out of our long position. We did pull a profit, but a very small profit compared to the kind of moves that we saw in the market. In today's report, I'm going to cover what I think we're seeing in the market right now to watch this kind of a sell-off after such a large rise in the market, as long as my interim and long-term outlook on the market, all on today's Daily Report. According to Brian Hicks, and he's the co-manager of U.S. Global Investors Global Resource Fund, a large gold trader, I can quote him as saying it's perfectly reasonable to see a pullback after a nice pop, but I really can't see how gold would fall materially lower. You may see a lot of gyrations, but I think that from a fundamental standpoint, there is a lot of positive factors for gold to go higher. Now, Hicks has a price target of a roughly 1,300 2010, 1,500 2011, and that does fall in line with my projections and where I think the market in fact might head. Now, in terms of the candlestick formations, I am seeing a couple things that I find kind of interesting. I'm noticing a very, very similar move from what we witnessed on this pause right in here. In other words, what we had was the market move straight up. We had this doji character. Now, this was a doji that turned into a three-river evening star. However, it never confirmed, and in fact, we saw a solid breakout on the following day. On this particular formation here, we again have another three-river evening star. Now, this one, though, is with a shooting star, and a shooting star to me is much more foreboding when looking at a target and looking at a market which has been moving up, or the potential for it to sell lower. However, we have had the follow-through. We certainly have not gotten confirmation, and I also find and peg really, really strong support, and this is based upon the highs that we got on the first record high that we got a year ago, and I'm looking at that in terms of where I think market has got really, really good support, is at 1221. I also see us trading in this channel. I've put in some channel lines. I'm basing, of course, this low or our support area based on these two lows, and I've just had it draw parallel lines and then put them up and base those off of this particular top in here. So I think that we might see some range trading in this area, but I do feel that as long as we're able to hold this one particular area, 1218, 1221, we're still on a strong upward move to the upside in Forex Gold. Another piece of interesting news that I read this morning is, this is from the street, and it goes that a recent pop in gold prices has many analysts wondering if gold trade is too crowded. Large double-digit price moves typically signify big buyers coming into the gold market like hedge funds or central banks, after which smaller investors follow suit in fear of missing the trade. It also notes that buy orders are coming in from wealthy and high net worth clients. So the increasing buying is not from the man in the street or the average retail investor. Despite the absence of retail investors, though, Goldcorp's May bullion sales almost tripled from a year ago, and they're one of the larger sellers of physical gold. In terms of technical indicators that I do want to take note of, I have put up our Bollinger Bands. And what I am finding interesting is that we do seem to be trading within the range of those bands. And bear with me here, traders. Typically on a Bollinger Band, what you're looking to do is it will tend to stop near the bottom of the band and trade higher, and it will tend to stop near the top of a band and trade lower. As we can see, this area right in here, That's where we come down. It hits our bottom here. And this recent top right in here, you can see that as for right now, it is trading within these Bollinger Bands. So it is something that we want to take note of. Another technical indicator that I find to be very, very useful to calculate support and resistance points, very, very similar to a Fibonacci retracement, is called a Tyrone level. Now, what a Tyrone level is it's a plot of the highest high and the lowest low. And then what we get from that in terms of our projections, I'm going to do it right now, is a series of 3 horizontal lines. I'm going to fix my low right here. And you'll see as I move this over, it's going to calculate from highest high to lowest low and bring us the following 3 levels. So that what we're looking at now, and traders bear with me on this is calculated from our lowest low, and as we move that line over, it then plots these various highest highs. We of course stopped here because we had this high here, and then this cyan line right here, this is going to be 1/2 the move from here to here. This is 2/3, and then this is 1/3 the move from the lowest low to the highest high. So that what we do see is we do have support right in this area, and you can also see where it did find support here. Traders, we're looking at a 15-minute candlestick chart, and I've just gone in and entered a buy order in the market. I do recommend that we have found support down in this 1222 area. I'm recommending that you enter the market from the long side, place your stop at 1220. Again, traders, I am entering the market again from the long side, placing stops at 1220. This has been Gary Wagner with WFGForex.com, your daily market update for Forex Gold. Wishing you, as always, good trading. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.